Hi, besties. Welcome to the Feral Fiction Podcast, where dark romance meets zero chill.
Where red flags are aesthetic, morally gray men are our love language, and our therapists have questions.
If you've ever thrown your Kindle, developed a parasocial relationship with a fictional assassin, or said, maybe I can fix him, congratulations, you're in the right place. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Feral Fiction Podcast. I'm Ariel.
Laura, and tonight we're doing a deep dive on Krampus Kruk by Serena Pier.
We'll start off with a plot summary. We'll play a game of red flag, green flag, discuss our thoughts, and then rate the book overall. As always, our summaries may be scripted, but our thoughts are unfiltered.
Let's dive on in. Full disclaimer, this book was basically pure smut, so proceed with caution if you're easily offended.
Okay, so we're starting off with our main girl, Morgan. She's driving to a local dive bar on Christmas Eve after her family royally pissed her off. She meets this hot, old-ass man in his 60s. Had it up, ass fat enough, you know the T-Pain song. He mentions owning the bar by calling it my bar, tells her that he's the scariest person at the bar. They flirt. She doesn't want to flirt with him, but she does.
He has his bodyguard look through her purse and her car, gets some info on her, and finds out that she's not a spy like he initially thought she might be. So he convinces her to come home with him, where they ruin his couch, and he ruins...
Yeah, he does. They realize they have a crazy connection, but they never really admitted to each other. Morgan sleeps over after initially not really wanting to. Daddy Krampus slips up the morning after and calls her by her name. She freaks out and leaves. She's very upset, though, that Daddy Krampus didn't fight for her. Cut to Daddy Krampus. Daddy Krampus wants to fight for her. He gets Jan, who is like his bodyguard guy, to send him her mom's address, and he gets his people to run some errands for him. We cut to Morgan being upset at her home because she beefing with her mom. Cue Kevin Gates beefing with my chick while I'm in jail. Daddy Krampus shows up to mom's house. They make up. They go to Belize, and they live happily ever after until Daddy Krampus inevitably dies first. And that's it. That's the book. That's the book.
The whole thing. Short and sweet.
Literally 2 minutes of a review. That was it.
Hey, we're getting good at these.
It literally, I tried to describe it to somebody today. One of my friends called and we were catching up, and she's like, okay, tell me about the book, because I told her we had a podcast, and she was like, oh my gosh, like, tell me about it. What are you doing this week? And I was like, so this book has been hard for us to figure out how to plot the pod around, because the first 40 pages are plot, and then there's like 100 pages of sex, and then there's 40 pages of plot. So I was like, it's like little plot, big sex, little plot.
And I would even argue that the bit at the end that's a little bit of plot is mostly not plot.
Yeah, it's all very interesting. Very interesting setup. Interesting setup by our girl Serena Pier, but
all in all, I feel like it was a really good, like, one sitting, one-handed read. And if you're looking for something short and spicy to finish out your reading goals for the year, this is the one.
I will say it was so good and so engaging, and I was able to read it so fast. Like, I devoured it. So Serena Pier, come to the front and teach a master class to some of these authors, like the one we reviewed last week, because some of these people need to learn about how to do a good, smutty, dark scene. Not even really dark, but like a good smut scene that captivates you and really draws you in and makes you feel things.
I will say, after reading it, I don't know, like, the premise of the book is on the darker side, but I don't know that I would classify it as dark romance.
Yeah.
I do think I would classify it as filthy, dirty smut.
Yes, I could agree.
With some questionable life decisions.
I could agree with that. I feel like I have a weird like shadow, and I feel like it's making me look like I'm missing teeth on this side. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm just gonna hold my phone now.
Full
Apologies,
disclosure,
viewers.
we we film these in the evenings. I have a 2-year-old who luckily my husband is home tonight and was able to like help with with all of this stuff. So we're filming a little bit earlier than what we normally would. Ariel and I live in different time zones, and so it's like super late for her and
Yeah.
after toddler bedtime for me. So everything kind of gets a little bit crazy.
Yes, it sure does. So sorry, I have to hold my phone, so that's not very good quality of me, but it'll be easier so my phone doesn't keep falling. But yes, I could agree. I think it's just so hard when you read dark romances that are done so well, like Haunting Adeline and even Lights Out, I feel like was done really well.
Mhm.
And then you get to something like this that's like the smut is done really well, but the rest of it is just like this can't be classified as, dark romance. Like where's the ghosts? Where's the demons? Where's the weapons? Where's the stalkers?
Mhm. I mean,
And
I suppose you could argue that Daddy Krampus had a stalker moment.
he did have a slight stalker moment. However, I feel like the dark was supposed to be him being in the mob, but he's like, I'm out of the mob. I'm like, I want to see you in the mob. I want to see you drop some bodies.
I have one toe in the mob.
Yeah, literally, he's like, I literally have a pinky toe in the mob, and it's my son. Like, like I have no ties to. And I was like, Daddy Krampus, come on.
Or was the dark part supposed to be like their trauma bonding? Because
Oh.
they did a lot of that.
They did do a lot of that, and I feel like it was very surface level.
Hmm.
It definitely was dark,
Hmm.
but
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like it was very surface level.
If
Like,
she were to expand on this story, I feel like I would really love like more information on specifically like Morgan's trauma
hmm
because I feel like she had a lot of trauma to offer.
hmm
Um, and it was like kind of, I feel like skirted around or like skated over. And I
hmm
wanted more about that, mostly because I'm
Yeah.
nosy.
Well, me too. And then, so my thing was they started off the book by saying that she like was leaving this big dramatic, like she hated being at her family's event or whatever. And like they brought up that her family had made like some racist comments and that they like didn't like believe in some things and they like I don't know. It was like a weird mix of like I just didn't get along with my family and they also made weird comments at dinner.
Mm.
And then at the end, they were like, well, my family doesn't believe in this, and they have these weird conspiracy theories. And I was like, I'm so confused. Like, we are going from weird comments at dinner to now like conspiracy theories. And I think there's even a line where her mom's like, go back to your people. And I'm like, wait. Why is she beefing with her mom? Why is she, where?
Oh, she's in jail.
Beefing with my chick while I'm in jail. And if y'all don't know that Kevin Gates reference, I need you to be chronically online like I am because I love that meme. That, and then there's another TikTok going around right now that is like on my mind all the time, but I obviously can't think of it right now. But beefing with my chick when I'm in jail is like my vocal stem. But yeah, I was like, I just don't understand. I would like to have understood where the beef came from
Mhm.
just a little bit more.
Yeah. Like, even if it was like another little novella.
Serena, I'd read. I would give
It's
you 2 eyes on, but one has to hold my phone, so.
but it's gotta be like the Sopranos style where she's like talking about it in therapy.
Oh, yeah. And I wonder, ooh, no, that's, oh my God,
They're going to
that's,
couples therapy.
that's too much. I was like, maybe they should do it after Daddy Krampus dies. But
Dang.
that's a
After he
little.
gets whacked by his pinky toe in the mob.
No, literally, I'm like, that is like, I can't even believe I had that thought. Not cinnamon roll me. Why would I?
Oh
I
gosh.
don't know. It's time for me to bring out the drink of the night, of the pod. Blueberry marg.
The evening.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. All right. Feral moment of the week. A segment where we each pick a moment from this week's, well, chapters, but book that drove us absolutely feral. What's yours?
I had one last night, and now I can't think of it. It's coming to me slowly. Oh, I remember. I have to put my drink down for this. 1 second, everybody. Also, since it is close to my bedtime, sorry if you see any of my pimple patches. It happens to be that time of the month, and these pimples just are not going away. I'm being victimized by my own face. Um, my feral moment of the week was whenever Daddy Krampus pops up at her house, and it's mom and stepdad, I think, that are awake, and she literally has like this big crash out moment. Everybody, if you read, she's like, "I'm leaving." She's like in the shower crying. She grabs her stuff. She's like, "I'm leaving. I'm going back."
Painting.
Yeah, she's got her painting under her arm. She's like, "I'm going back to Chicago. Open the door, Daddy Krampus, whatever." So imagine her just standing there with her painting, like, "I'm going home," and Daddy Krampus stands there and is holding a conversation for all to hear and says, "You're more than just a tight coochie." But he says a different word, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember my jaw being on the floor, and I was like, oh, like that made me just go crazy inside. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. Everything else, like, yeah, the smut parts of it were crazy, but my jaw like wasn't on the floor until he said that, and I was like, oh, I did like him. What was yours?
Okay. I'm gonna read it for you verbatim because
Oh,
it were crazy. So, with my pretty little my Kindle app because I left my Kindle upstairs.
oh no.
When I tell you to ruin my couch, you're gonna ruin it.
Oh, that was a good
And
one.
that's when my jaw hit the floor. I was like, "Oh,
That was a good one.
Daddy Krampus,
That's
what you
true.
saying?"
Daddy Krampus was wild in.
Him had a dirty mouth.
He does have a dirty mouth. Um,
That's
I
from his
do. Yeah, his time seam. That's where the dark is coming in. I feel like I forgot to ask you this last night, so I'm intrigued to see what your answer is. How did you like the build up of the smut? Because I feel like it was very, and you'll know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get too in depth because we're trying to be as people friendly and not family friendly, obviously, but like not lose our jobs friendly on the pod.
We're trying to keep it like NC-17. Is that still
Yeah,
a thing?
exactly. We're not completely R. We're not X. We're, a little
Even
bit
though we
before
read
that.
stuff that's like triple X.
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of like before that. So I felt like it was very Morgan based for 4 times. And then yeah, four. It was all about Morgan 4 times. And then it got to them together.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know your thoughts on like how you liked that setup because I personally was not the biggest fan of it. I thought it was interesting. Like I thought it was different because I hadn't read something set up like that yet, but I wasn't the biggest.
So I feel like it was pretty realistic. Like well, actually, I'm gonna stand on my little soapbox here, my
Uh-huh.
little anatomy. in physiology soapbox.
Okay.
I feel like it's like physiologically accurate to set it up that way because, I mean, refractory periods being what they are, I fear that had she structured it a different way with more like turn taking, if you will, or back and forth, it would not have been as long as it was.
I agree. I see that. I feel like it's a good way to add substance, and I feel like it was good, like you said, it was pretty accurate, but I
And she
personally,
spoke to her audience. Like, who's reading this book?
that's true. I was like, okay, like I could have been okay with like twice, and then they get to like the nitty gritty, and then I would have liked to see more like maybe like crazy positions, or they're like on the balcony on the cabin or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like I like
Not a
more.
balcony scene.
Yeah, I feel like I am not saying that I disliked anything about the smut. I just feel like we could have cut 4 down to 2. However, I do feel like it would have made the book maybe like 150 pages, 140 maybe. But I
But it was only
didn't.
129 pages.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, whatever. However many is that? It would have been like 80. I don't know why I thought it was like 180 pages. I think I just read another book right after it, and I think that one was 180 pages. So forgive me, everybody. Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. Weird book. Weird book. But yeah, I just feel like, or if she would have like split it up, like if she would have done 2, and then they get at it, and because Daddy Krampus was having a hard time recovering because he's old. He's an old ass man.
He's an old ass man.
He's old ass man. And she literally verbatim calls him that multiple times, which is where my favorite line of the book comes in. But I like if they would have, be about Morgan twice, have them do some stuff together, get a little crazy, get a little wild, and then let him recover down there while he takes care of her some more, and then they get back to it.
There wasn't even a weapon.
I know. Okay, authors, pay attention. We want weapons. We want we want some stuff.
It's like that TikTok sound that I'm feeling the effects of masculinity right now. I want to go to war.
Yeah, no, literally.
I want a lightsaber. Maybe
Yes,
a lightsaber. That would be kind of crazy.
I feel like there is a book out there like that. We just have to find it. We have to.
I feel like, unfortunately, for whatever FMC is going to have a lightsaber be involved in her sexy times, she's not going to last very long.
Maybe she's a supernatural being. Maybe we're giving someone a plot right now. Maybe we're like giving someone their next book.
If you write a book and you use any of the ideas that we've floated to you here in the pod, just like tag us on TikTok. Just be like, yeah, girls, you're gonna want to read this one. Might sound familiar.
Also, let us be accelerated readers. We would love to.
Yeah,
we'd love to. So yeah, I don't know. I do, Serena, if you're listening, my queen, I want to read more of your books, and I love the way you write. But I do feel like I would have, and this is just personal preference. Nobody come for me. If you liked it the way it was set up, you like it, and I love that for you. But I probably would have liked more of like, okay, do 2 of these with her. You guys do something together and kind of split it up, because I do feel like since I knew that he wanted her to do 4 of her own things, I was just kind of like, not speed reading, but I was like, okay, here it comes. Okay, here we go again. Okay, different location. Here's another one. Like, it just was like, okay, now we're getting to them 2 together. Ooh.
Okay. All right. Red flag or green flag? Would you like to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first since you have 2.
Actually, I have 3 now.
Whoa! Okay, so now I have to come up with a second one.
Okay, red flag or green flag? Miss Morgan not going potty after doing the do.
That is a
Cardinal
fire.
rule number 1, you always go pee.
I was about to
Girl.
say, that is a fire red flag for me. Like, I don't know. I learned, and in case you need Laura and I to be, you know, educational on this pod, we will, because we
100%.
have
As a
professional
former sex
degrees.
educator.
Literally, we have professional degrees and we know what's up.
Well, not
Um, yeah, but to me, professionals. So when you have some sort of exchange down there, you know you have bacteria and whatever else. The man also does as well. And even if there is some form of protection, there's like you have to think that there's stuff on there too.
Mhm.
And so the interchanging of the bacteria and everything, you don't know what's going to end up staying inside of, your places. And so you want to flush that out.
Folds,
Your folds, your entrances, all the things.
your centers.
Ew, yes. So I say flush it out. You don't want a UTI, you don't want a yeast infection. Those are like, oh my gosh, I hate yeast infections. So,
Cardinal rule number 1, always pee after.
always, always. And you know what? You know what makes it even more fun? If you have little like the wipes, like the wipes that you can flush down the toilet, the flushable wipes, makes you feel extra clean. Like, and I am not speaking from experience. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking upon life topics. Flushable wipes are life changers.
We're gonna have to put big disclaimers on this one.
Oh yeah, big. But we're doing good. We're in C17.
Yeah, and also, viewers, lovely viewers, full disclosure, this is the second take of this pod
Yes,
because our first take was unhinged.
we typically are one take wonders. Especially as we are trying to figure out how we want to structure everything and how we want to keep going because we're still a baby pod. So
Baby.
still just a baby.
Baby.
Baby. So last night was a big learning curve for us with
It really
recording.
was.
Because this is our first time that we've done a book that is one, a novella, and two, mostly smut versus plot. Like we didn't have a we don't at the time have a lot of like plot to go off of, and we have a lot of smut to go off of, but we're trying not to make this like a porno talk. We're trying to make this an educated book discussion. So it was hard last night for us to navigate that. So here's take two, and it'll be much better.
I feel like we're gonna have to post to the TikTok like a count of how many times when we were doing our first take, how many times we had said, we're gonna cut this out.
It was like every time we were like, okay, so we're gonna cut this out, and then we would say something absolutely feral.
Really, really kind of crazy. And every time it was like, we're gonna cut this out. It can never see the light of day.
No, literally, I don't know what force entered our bodies last night, but I was like, people can't see this. Like, maybe TikTok can see like the decent bloopers of it, but like we said some out of pocket stuff. I was like,
We really did. In fact, I don't think there were pockets at all.
no, literally, I was like, oof.
No pockets, no hinges, no brain cells.
Yeah,
None.
it
To be honest.
was crazy. It was crazy.
All right.
Okay, my red flag or green flag is when Daddy Krampus slipped up and let Morgan kind of know that he knew her name.
I feel like it's a yellow flag because I feel like he handled it poorly. But I don't think it's a red flag to like want to know the name of the person that you slept with like 5 times. I think that's a green flag, actually. Yeah. But the way that he went about it was kind of weird. And the way that he handled it when she confronted him about it was kind of weird. Like, I feel like if he had just said, yeah, like while you were asleep or while you were in the bathroom or whatever, like I peeked in your purse.
Mhm.
I looked at your ID. But instead he was like, I cannot tell a lie.
Yeah.
I had
I
background checks run on you.
I literally feel like they were so not quick, but they were like, let me tell you about my son and my trauma with my family and my, self-harm. And then it was like, but I can't give you any sort of information about how I know your name.
Right. Right.
Crazy work.
Yeah.
Next.
So yellow flag. Because I feel like the the action of wanting to know her name, not a red flag, but the method of finding it out, red flag.
Yeah.
Um oh my gosh, I had two more now. Oh, okay. Red flag or green flag? Daddy Krampus, not whose name is Piotr, by the way, not Daddy
I,
Krampus. But I'm not gonna sit here and say Piotr about times.
yeah. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. My first annotated thing on my Kindle is how do you say this? So I'm not even gonna say Piotr, however you say his name. I'm gonna call him either Daddy Krampus or Pete.
So, red flag or green flag? Daddy Krampus not uncuffing her from the bed when she fell asleep.
I want to say, I don't know. I want to say yellow flag because I'm on the fence between red and green. I feel like
In what world is that a green flag?
I'm I do I start with red first, obviously. Um I do feel like it's crazy because I like to sleep either on my side or I like to sleep on my belly with my leg up. Like
If someone
I
goes to sleep.
exactly. I get the worst sleep paralysis whenever I sleep on my back, so I never sleep on my back unless I am dead tired and somehow pass out in on my back. So I'm like, okay, part of me is like red flag because you should want her to be comfortable when she's sleeping and I feel like as soon as
Also,
you're done with
not
it,
like,
take them off.
and also not like, I don't know, restrained.
Yeah,
Literally held
but I
captive in your
but
house.
I don't know. Some people like that. You've read whatchamacallit? What's that book? Chantal
I
Tessier, how was her name?
I did. I
You
did. Yeah, the
you know
ritual.
he left that girl tied up for a day,
He left that girl tied up for a long time.
a long time. So I just feel like
Yep,
the
but
red
you know
flag.
what? In that book, it was a red flag too.
I feel like the red flags are that, you want her to be comfortable. You probably, if you're done with it, just undo it. But then I feel like green flag wise, maybe he was just tired. Daddy Krampus is old. He had trouble getting ready to go again. So maybe he was like, maybe he has Parkinson's or something, and his finger dexterity, he probably was like, I need a break from opening the thing with my fingers. He's
If
old.
he needed a break from opening the thing with his fingers, he should have stopped like 4 times ago.
He's old. So the Daddy Krampus was, I don't know, as Morgan likes to call him, he's old ass man.
Red flag all the way. There's no yellow. It's not even pink. That's full on red.
I'll give him a yellow. I'm having old person sympathy. I'm thinking of him as like the typical grandpa with a walker, but he's not. He's like this fit, old ass, tatted up man. Literally tatted up like T-Pain says.
I've had another one that like entered my brain and now it's gone. So I think the
Let's
moment
see.
has passed.
I don't remember if I had another one. I just feel like I'm trying to think
Stares
of moments.
pensively into the distance.
I feel like I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't think I have any more, just because
We're doing better than we did last night.
we are, honestly. I feel like there's not a lot of moments for me to be like red flag or green flag, because they just kind of all like bled together, and it was like they both made weird decisions, but
Really questionable decisions.
yes, but they like played off of each other's questionable decisions, and it worked out for them. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like the whole book is
I
a
remember
yellow
this.
flag. What is?
Daddy Krampus saying that he's gonna tell the furniture delivery people whenever he gets a new couch that she ruined exactly what happened to it for it to be in that state of disrepair.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everyone. Um, I my first instinct is to be between a green and a yellow flag. Green flag because it's like he wants to brag about his woman. And I mean, why wouldn't you? Because you are literally Gramps,
She
and
wasn't his woman at the time.
true. But I mean, he did bag her at the end, so
That's true. That's true.
to each his own.
Hey,
But
baby
like,
got me yawning.
so sorry, everyone. It's 11 o'clock my time, so he literally is like Unc, and she's just like a little girl. So I feel like the green flag is that he wants to like boast about her and her abilities.
But is it a boast about her? Or is it a boast about him?
I feel like it could go both ways. I feel like it's a power play for him, but then also I feel like it's like a look at what I have and look at what she can do. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
because he did compliment her on like being able to like release and let go, and he complimented like how she's able to like they're able to push boundaries together and like do all this stuff that some other girls wouldn't let him do. So I feel like he took a lot of pride in her, like, oh yeah, like look at this girl, like look at what she's letting me do, look at what she can do. So I'm in between green and yellow. I don't think it's a complete red,
For me, it's
but
a yellow.
okay.
Because I feel like, I feel like anytime there's any kind of like bragging about what went down, it's not, and this is not all the time, but it's not usually in a, wow, my girl's so amazing kind of way. It's in a, yeah, did you see what I did kind of a way?
Mhm.
And that gives me the ick.
I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. I'm trying to envision like how it would happen. Like
Like,
how
for real, like, how do you bring that up? You don't.
yeah,
You just,
I
you
don't
just,
know.
you sit in the kitchen while the furniture delivery people set up the new couch and take out the old couch, and you don't say anything.
Maybe he just wants someone to talk about it with. How many friends does he have? Jan? Like
And also, by the way, you not have a carpet cleaner? You not have an upholstery cleaner? You
I
don't have to get a
have
whole new couch.
right. Also, he live in cabin. Like
Yeah.
why
Who's gonna
you
see it?
right. You live in secluded cabin. Like serial unaliver. So make no sense to me, but
Alright, are we surviving this man? We're gonna outlive him, that's for sure.
facts. All I have to do is find a way to not go into cardiac arrest, and I can outlive him. Um,
All you have to do is not get a bacterial infection.
no, literally, go pee and no heart attacks. Keep that defibrillator on you, keep that thing on you, and be ready to restart a stopped heart, and you'll outlive that man any day. Um, I feel like in
Get you in your
terms,
trips to Belize, though, first.
right. I feel like if I have two different trains of thought. in a manner of the smut and in the types of activities he likes to perform? Maybe. I feel like I probably could survive if he is as good as he says about like pushing boundaries, but like a hard stop if my boundaries are like firm.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I probably could survive there. If it was in the sense of like I made him upset, I like bothered him, I provoked him, which I tend to do for fun as a Scorpio queen. I like to provoke and poke at people. Then no, I would not, because he would absolutely unalive me very quickly and I would have no way to fight back.
His
I
pinky toe would be like, hey,
No, literally, he would have Jan come after me and I would just be like, that's fine. Just
he'd like rig your car whenever he brought it back to the cabin
no,
in the woods.
no, literally. I'd be like, you know what? Just send my body parts to Laura so that someone so that she
Hey,
can live
and
out
then we
her
have to talk about it on the pod and be like, I got hands in a box.
Yeah, surprise. So Ariel actually died at hands of Daddy Krampus and her hands got sent to me. So,
It's so romantic.
what about you?
Well, I'm surviving this man because if I'm in a bar, I'm not talking to anybody. Unless I like came with somebody. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
then I'm talking to the people I came with. But
Mhm.
I'm not talking to people in a bar that I don't know. Because I'm standoffish.
Mhm.
So we're not even having the opportunity to have had a back and forth. There will be no cabin in the woods. There will be no ruined couch.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm surviving him. And also because I know the number one cardinal rule, which is repeat after me, ladies, always go pee.
Yeah. I feel like at this big age, at our big age, we 100% would survive this man.
At our
I
big
feel like
age.
at my little age of 21, I
Oh,
would have
absolutely.
I would have
Although
been in the car.
even then, I wasn't talking to people next to me in the bar.
I was a social butterfly. Like I was
You're
like,
still a social butterfly.
literally, I was like, that guy over there, he's cute. I'm gonna go up to him. Oh, I used to stunt on hoes in the bar. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. And I was on dance team in college, so I was like, you can't tell me nothing. Yeah. So I don't know. I honestly have not been to a bar as like a going out type of moment in so long, just because I've been moving around, and so I'm not in my place where I have all my friends with me.
You're not in your bar era.
Yeah, I'm not like if I had my friends with me, oh, I'd be at the bar. But I feel like even when we went, we were like dancing.
I haven't been to a bar in a minimum of 3 years.
Okay. So we need to go to the bar is what I'm hearing what I'm hearing on this pod. Come to Florida. We'll do a bar hop down here so we can experience them. The last time I went to the bar was actually after my engagement party. We went to after we got engaged, which I take my ring off when I get home. So everyone, I promise I am actually engaged. Um, but we went to Parliament, RIP Parliament, because it's not a thing anymore. Apparently, it's a tiki bar. Yes, I
For
know.
real?
Yes. Yes, Parliament is dead. RIP. And that was the best place to shake some booty meat.
But you know
So,
what? Actually, I have been there. It were not a good place.
listen, Parliament West, me and my friends like to get down over there. Parliament downtown, I hear, was where the pew pews were. So,
It was shady. Actually, no, the last time I went to a bar, it was downtown, but yeah,
yeah, downtown bars in where I used to live, where you still live. Um, not they're very interesting. They're fun, but they hold some memories for me. yelled at my best friend, had a falling out with my best friend at one of the clubs. My friend got yelled at. The man she brought on my party bus was part of the Crips, and he was yelling at somebody in the club. Y'all, I was like, I don't want to go downtown anymore.
No,
But
truly.
Parliament RIP. So the last time I went was to Parliament, and there's always like weirdo guys around. And so me and my friends, we just like to do a little dancey dance. Me and my bar friends, we dancey dance. So I don't even know if I would have spoken to Piotr at this big, it sounds like pewter, at this big age. Okay.
Well, so we're surviving. We have no predictions for this book, obviously, because it's done. Normally, when we have a longer book, we break it up into 2 weeks or 2 segments, and we do the first half one week and the second half the next week. So we have predictions for the next week. We'll come back to it in a little bit and do some predictions. We already chose our next book, so we'll do some predictions on what you might be able to like look forward to. I feel like I can't do that though because I already read the first half.
Yeah, I can do my predictions, I guess.
Ariel will predict what happens.
I will predict. I'll read the little cover excerpt or whatever and do my predictions. I only have read up until like midway of chapter 2.
And I'm over here like, hurry up, buddy, because this is supposed to be a buddy read.
I know. Laura literally, let me tell you guys a secret. Laura reads at all hours of the day, and I will
Is it a
leave that
secret?
open. I will leave that open to interpretation because Laura does have a job. So I will leave that open to however people want to take that.
I have an unpaid lunch.
I work now, where I work now. I work for a hospital system, and so I am always doing something. And even on my lunch, I'm like, oh my gosh, we all sit and we eat lunch together, and then we go on like walks and stuff. So I literally never have time to like whip out my book during my lunch. And so I even got it on Audible to try to help speed it up. So I'm trying to be a better buddy.
Okay. I love to do I have 10 minutes before I have to walk into the building and like start doing my job. Let me spend 5 of that sitting in my car looking at my Kindle like this
Uh-huh.
while I'm trying to read a little bit more.
That is true. And Laura also has a different schedule than me work-wise. Are you still going in late some days?
I do, yeah. I go in
Okay.
late some days, so I have some days where I'm like,
Yeah. So she also has a different schedule than me. So she can read a lot faster and she has more time some days than I do. So I feel like I am very slow with the
so if
reads.
any of my employers are watching this.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that she reads all day at work. I'm just saying that like with the way her job schedule is set up versus like how my job schedule is set up and how things play out at our jobs, I just am a bad buddy
She
because
busy. Shit
yeah,
happens.
but that's okay. But that's okay because we're pulling it together. We're pulling it together. But
I just want everybody to really appreciate the sacrifice that I am making.
she's making a
Just
big sacrifice.
stopping
I
halfway
told her, I was like, I will not do any more buddy reads with you
She
out of a place of
did.
love.
She threatened
Because,
me.
yes, because y'all know she lied to me and she read all the way through our first buddy read and without me. So now I have
I
trust
wasn't
issues.
all the way through. I was just farther than
Yeah, I have
you were.
trust issues with buddy reads now. So I'm like, well,
Oh
if we
no.
mess this one up, our buddy read system is done.
She's gonna divorce me.
We will never get divorced, but our buddy reads out. Anyway,
Spice rating. What are you giving this one in terms of chili peppers?
chili peppers, I'm going to give this one a solid. I'm going to keep it the same as last night just for consistency of myself. I will give it a 4 chili peppers. And my reasoning behind that is solely because I feel like for what I like, I've read stuff that's on the lines of 5 chili peppers, or I know what my personal 5 chili peppers are. And Serena, if you're listening to this, you were very close, Mama. Like, I loved it. Everything was fantastic. But I will give it a 4 chili peppers because I do feel like there's crazier out there for me.
I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I think I gave it that last night too. Honestly,
You
I
did.
don't remember.
I think you did.
I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5, and my reasoning is, if it had been longer and like more plot heavy, I think I would have gone with a 4, but it wasn't. Like, so for what it is, being a contemporary, like, has to exist within the constraints of like human anatomy kind of a book. I'm gonna go with 4.5 because yeah, like I've definitely read some contemporary spicy romances that had a lot more, but they were also longer. And I feel like for what it was, like it was spicy. So
Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah.
Overall stars.
Overall stars, I think I said this last night too, but whenever I first finished reading it, I gave it a 5, I think, on Goodreads because I was like, oh my gosh, it was just so like I devoured it super quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that I saw a couple of like things as I was going back and looking through it for the pod that I wished were elaborated on just a little bit more, like the beef with her mom and like Daddy Krampus's mafia stuff. So I will drop it down to a 4 because I devoured it like crazy, Serena. Like, I am now a fan. I want to read the rest of your books. I do want to propose that you make a second novella with more background information for us on Morgan and Daddy Krampus.
They gotta go to like couples counseling or something because ain't no way they not fighting.
No way. And also, I need Daddy Krampus to be like near death, maybe. Um, I want something crazy to happen, and then I don't know. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm a little loony sometimes. But I will give it a 4 overall because I really did devour it, and I really liked the writing. I liked her writing style. I liked how descriptive things were. I enjoyed it a lot.
I don't remember what I gave it last night.
I think I remember, but I want you to say what you're gonna give it now,
Did
and
I
then
give it a 3?
I think you gave it a 3.
I
And
think I gave
I
it a
like
3.
that shocked me.
And the reason I'm gonna give it a 3 is because I felt like I felt like I wanted more plot wise, and I get that it's a novella. I get that it was meant to be like smut. But there were a lot of like loose ends that I feel like were like, I don't know, salt babe through the whole book, and there wasn't substance to back it up. Like when she um or like when they're talking about when they're trauma bonding, like he kind of lets on a little bit more information than she does, and that's like par for the course for their characters, I guess. But I wanted more from her. Like I wanted Morgan to be like, yeah, like those scars are from this. Like I spent time in rehab, whatever.
Yeah.
Not rehab, counseling, therapy,
Yeah.
treatment programs, whatever. And also, girl, what do you mean you're gonna just bounce to Belize for like a long periodically time?
I know. That is forever. I'm just like, what is happening? However, when Daddy Krampus is like, you don't have to work ever again, I was like, that's the dream, you know?
Right, correct. I was like, oh yeah, that's correct.
Somebody call my fiance and tell him to hit the lotto because I'm trying to have him be like, you don't ever have to work again.
Here I am. So remember when I was gonna threaten him at something point to to get on his grind
Yeah,
site and get you
yeah,
over
yeah. The constant fist that you were sending him.
for real.
It was to
Um,
the point, y'all, where he was like, "Who is this?" And then he would know immediately because she would just send a fist.
well, I'm gonna start sending him those and tell him that he needs to join the mob.
Yes.
So,
I told him when
you
we were
told him
at
to join the
Thanksgiving.
mob.
I honestly, I told him because me and my future sister-in-law were talking about how people from the mob, like, they marry these men die, and then they're like rich AF. I said, Zach, you need to like join the mafia. And he said, I am
You can die
a
and you can be rich.
he was he was like, "Excuse me?" And I was like, "You need to join the mafia so I can reap the rewards." And he was like, "No, like they wouldn't want me in the mafia." He's like a white blonde-haired man, and he was like, "Why would they want me in the mafia?"
Die in that movie. Oh my gosh.
It always works out for the fakies. It never works out for us. But maybe if you guys see me in a fur coat one day with all long black nails, Zach has officially let me convince him to join the mafia.
With the Louboutins and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're gonna be like, wow, what is she doing? If I ever quit my job, you're gonna be like, you're gonna know, because my student loans go crazy.
I'm never gonna tell you that my husband joined the mob, but there will be
There will be signs.
some. Okay. Our Pharaoh fan confession for this week. Hey, thanks, fan, by the way. This is a segment where we take a Pharaoh fan confession that you have sent to us and we read it out loud on our pod. Don't worry, bestie. We won't name names unless you want us to, and then you can tell us. But so our Pharaoh fan confession for this week is I went in thinking age gaps aren't really my thing and came out fully invested in a silver-haired ex-mafia, anti-Santa daddy man absolutely losing his mind over a mouthy brat. Consider my tastes expanded. Devil smiling emoji.
Oh yeah, fan. We like to
Hey,
hear.
expanding tastes and educating on safe sex over here.
Educating women, expanding tastes, and just
Hey.
chatting away.
Real girls we are.
We love to hear it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Hey, and you know what? Here we are. We've made it to 52 minutes.
No, we really have.
I did
And
not think we were going to be able to talk about this book for this long.
me either. I think we filled it with a lot of fluff. Not a lot of fluff, but like I feel like we chatted about it for.
It was all relevant.
Yes, it
Hopefully you
was.
all thought it was relevant. Hopefully you stuck with us for the whole ride. But
Yeah.
so our next book that we're going to read is Bad Bishop.
Dun, dun,
Hey.
dun.
It's super popular right now. I'm already finished with the first half. So catch up.
I know. I gotta pull it together. Tell my job to stop making me work.
Yeah,
If
that's right.
anyone wants to see, there's a picture on the inside. Let me see if I can one-handedly do this. I like the picture on the inside. Oh my god. That should be a blooper for the
No,
TikTok.
that's gonna stay in the actual pod.
Okay. Let me try this again, everybody. Dun, dun, dun.
Ta-da! Oh, okay. And
A nice little
that's from
pic.
the beginning.
Oh, really?
I think. Oh, did I just spoil it for you? Oops.
No,
Sorry.
I don't know. Wait, because I need to look at his face, because I know it. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all.
This one, I think you guys are really going to enjoy. I've really enjoyed it. I devoured it. A lot of people have been telling me that they really, really enjoyed this book if they've read it or they've been excited to read it. It's on their TBRs. And I think it falls more into like a traditional dark romance. So we're going to have a lot of things to discuss. I remember when I told y'all that I started annotating books just for you. My annotations in this book are crazy. So
I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's see. I will read the back very quickly, and I will give you guys my predictions. He's deathless. She's trying to find a reason to live. And then it says Lila, or Leela, however we learned to say her name. My innocence was ripped from me one fatal night under the starless sky, resulting in an unwanted teenage pregnancy and a secret the Camorra must bury. My father decided to hand me off to the highest bidder, the lucky winner, Tiernan Callahan, psychopath extraordinaire. The Irish mafia prince wants me for all the wrong reasons. Alliance, money, prestige, war. I am but a pawn in his twisted game. The man who sits on the throne of his enemy's skulls thinks I'm a weakling. Little does he know, in this chess game, the underdog wins. Because the thing about bad bishops, they protect good pawns. So, I will say, I'm super excited because I feel like there's a lot of good, like, I don't even know the words. Obviously, I didn't pay attention in English class, but like a lot of double meanings for things. Like, I didn't know that, like, I don't play chess. Do I look like I play chess? And so I didn't know that like bad bishop is a term that's used in chess until you read like the first kind of quote in there. And I'm like, interesting. So my predictions are that obviously Tiernan and I don't know how to say her name. I'm gonna say Lila because that's how I'm reading it. But
I think it's supposed to be Leela, but okay, first of all, her name is Rafaela, but she goes by something different. That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
She goes by Lila, Leela, whatever, but that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's like Richard and Dick to me. Like, why are you?
Oh yeah,
yeah. That doesn't have
yeah,
anything to
that's
do with
odd.
Richard. But to me, I'm reading it Lila because
yeah, I'm reading it Lila too. But I don't know. I have Audible, so when we do the first pod for this, I'll be able to tell you guys what Audible says. My predictions are obviously they're going to fall in love. If they don't, I'm gonna have to have a talk with Miss or Mr. LJ Shin.
Miss Girl, LJ Shin.
We're going to have a discussion if they don't fall in love. I think there's going to be lots of blood. I think there's going to be lots of unaliving because I will tell you guys in the first chapter already, the action was nuts. So, and something happens where I sent Laura a picture of my face and I was like, in chapter 1, so good. I feel like there's going to be mafia wars, not like pew pew wars, but like, territory wars or
game.
yeah, exactly. I feel like, somebody's gonna be playing chess and the other person gonna be playing checkers. Somebody's gonna come out on top, and I'm interested to see who and how. And I also am interested to hear about Leela's story because mini spoiler alert, she does mention that like she has some sort of disability or she has something that happened to her caused her to be not completely able bodied or able, is what I got from the little bit that I read so far. So I'm interested to see kind of what happened with her, how that kind of transforms and all these things. So
I'm interested to see, like, you and I being in the line of work that we are, when we get there, what your thoughts are on how it's been represented.
Whoa! I'm intrigued. I can't wait to figure out what is going on because she does refer to herself as like not completely abled. Sorry for my mini spoiler, but that's in literally like the first chapter and a half. So
I don't think it's a spoiler because like every I don't know, I wouldn't call it a spoiler. Every targeted ad I've ever gotten for this book is like, she's this.
okay.
And you're this wife. Whatever.
Perfect. Also, there's a little bit of an age gap there, right? He mentions that he's like 28 and she's like 18, 19. So if that's your thing, just a little one. It's not like this. It's not like Daddy Krampus. So that's your thing.
That's a big age gap.
I do think this is going to be really good. And I feel like it's gonna have everything that you want out of like a mafia romance, like the war between men, the war over like wanting a woman, the love, and I really hope it's not like a enemies to lovers type thing. Like I just like trope jail for me is enemies to
Trope jail?
lovers.
Enemies to lovers is trope jail for you?
Enemies to lovers is trope jail. That is such an unpopular opinion.
Okay, and somebody asked me this on TikTok the other day because I did like a this or that. I love enemies to lovers. I would pick enemies to lovers over friends to lovers every single time, but I hate a slow burn.
I feel like maybe I'm just not reading the right enemies to lovers books, but all the enemies to lovers that I've read have taken too long. And I'm like, I'm over it. I'm over the enemies to lovers. They all play out the same. They all read the same. They all bore me to death. I cannot stand enemies to lovers. If I get to one that is done correctly, then I know I will like it. But I have not liked most of the ones I've read.
I feel like so I feel like I don't know, maybe we're talking too much about this book that we're gonna read next on the
That's
pod
okay.
for the one that we just read. I don't know. But I feel like maybe this is like a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
I feel like you and I have had kind of like the Ever King enemies to lovers did not do it for us. But that also slowest burn of my life.
Yeah, it was so slow. This is another like unpopular opinion. I don't even know if people consider this enemies to lovers, but Nesta and Cassian hated their story. I hated it. I know they weren't like enemies, but they kind of had this like we like each other, but like we also don't like each other.
They have
And
like a frenemies kind of vibe.
and so I did not like their story. I feel like I don't even know if I've read one enemies to lovers that I can give you that I enjoyed. So, and I don't even necessarily like I don't know, they don't need to be friends. They don't need to immediately meet and be like, I love you. But I hate when it's like, I hate his guts. And then they spend 70% of the book hating each other's guts. And then they're like, I love you.
Yeah. I
Trope jail.
will say I love an Omegaverse romance, so I do like an insta love, but I don't want them to be friends before. Like I want them to meet and immediately be like, "Oh my god, I love you." Like,
Yeah.
but you didn't know each other before.
Yeah, I don't like when they know each other before and they're like, I know you.
Yeah, and you know what? That trope like very much is that's like a football romance trope. Is that they were friends before, like they were friends in high school.
Yeah.
Because no hate to anybody I went to high school with, but I'm not friends with anybody I went to high school with anymore.
Barely.
So, okay. Well, if you have questions, comments, concerns, we'd love to hear them. You can either comment on the video on YouTube. I don't know if you can comment on Spotify. If you can, yeah.
I feel like you can.
I don't know. I don't use Spotify. I don't listen to podcasts and I don't use Spotify. And this is my podcast on Spotify.
I listened to just one podcast. I haven't listened to them in a while, but Fantasy Fangirls, shout out to you. You're like my favorite podcast ever. And so I listened to that one, and I think people comment on their Spotify.
Well,
I don't know.
And if you have a comment, we'd love to hear it. You can DM us on TikTok at feral.fiction.pod. I'll put the little thingy right there. I think this is going to be in the middle, but I have no idea. I'll put it somewhere in the middle, like I usually do. And you can send us a DM if you have a feral fan confession. You can send us a DM. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we need more feral fans. Okay, well, thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been fun, and I feel like we're gonna really get into the thick of it next week. I feel like Baby Pod is gonna start taking off next week. So
Everybody,
See you
happy
Friday.
Friday.